Thanks for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. You can find us wherever you find podcasts or listen to music. When you have an opportunity, please give us a 5-star review, write a little note, tell us how we're doing. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep this thing going. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us at Facebook at Hidden Tracks. Instagram is at HiddenTracks99, and if you'd like to send in submissions or talk to us or give us any feedback about what we're doing, our email is myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Will I find you when the summer ends? And you can tell me your secrets, 'cause you know that I'll keep it for you. Can you feel the pressure rising? Can you hold it in your hand? 'Cause the truth is that I want you. Can you let me understand? And I feel the tension creeping, another season closing in. And you know I hate to leave, just know that this is where it ends. Tell you wanna escape, we'll build it up to watch it fall. Why don't we go out and live? The summer's not over, we can't pretend we're not getting older So why don't we go out and live? The summer's not over, we can't pretend we're not getting older. If I find you when the summer ends, you can tell me your big plans, pretend that we'll keep them. I can feel the pressure rising and it's pounding in my head. It's the last time that I'll see you. I don't wanna leave this bed. All of this feels like a dream. Me and you are your skin on skin. So just wait for summer next year. We can do it all again. So tell you wanna escape, we'll build it up to watch it fall. Why don't we go out and live? The summer's not over, we can't pretend we're not getting older
What's up, everybody? I have Enoma and Lucy from the amazing band Haunter. I was very surprised to have them reach out to me, send me their awesome music, and from the moment I turned it on and had it blasting through my stereo system at home, I said, "Oh shit, these guys are fucking phenomenal. Why don't know about them? They got to come on the show." And here you are. So welcome.
Hell yeah. Thank you for having us. Super stoked to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Well, it's my pleasure, and nothing gets me more excited than something new, especially in the musical landscape. Music has been a big part of my life now for a very long time. People who listen to the show know that I'm an old man, but I still keep up with the times, and I still love finding new music. It's my favorite part of my day is when I get something new and exciting and fresh, and what you sent me was new, exciting, fresh, and something I can stand behind and scream from the mountaintops. So thank you so much for it. I really do appreciate it, and I want you guys to know how much I appreciate what it is you do with your music.
Nice. Thank you. That means a lot. That's awesome to hear. We put a lot of love into it, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think when we write this stuff, like we never really know like what's gonna, connect. We just write stuff that means something to us, or something we'd be like, oh man, I really would love to hear like our take on this kind of style. But to hear that like you really really connected with you, man. That's awesome to hear. Thank you so much.
Well, there's certain things that I pick up immediately. I mean, as soon as I started listening to it, the first thing I did was I just dive in, I turn off the lights, and I just close my eyes and I listen to the music. And there was one thing that came across abundantly clear, was that it kind of seemed that everyone in the band came from different backgrounds and played different styles of music. Because everyone has their own flair. I can pull apart the synth and the drums and the bass and vocals and guitar play and just be like, wow, they all have their own thing going on, which makes for a great recipe.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, I actually came from a metal background of all things. I was in a metal band for like 10 years. Enoma was in a pop punk band for quite some time too. Well, really, the rest of them are kind of pop punk guys, and I'm just like a dirty metalhead. So makes for an interesting group of people for sure. But it's really cool to have like all of our different opinions on stuff. It definitely makes for interesting songwriting for sure.
Well, you have a dynamic voice for what it is you're doing in the style of music you're creating now. So I can only imagine what. And I don't want this to sound wrong, but it almost sounds like what your vocals here, it may have been wasted in a metal band because they're so beautifully polished and come off perfectly for what it is you're doing. And I'm sure it was great screaming too, but I mean, it's perfect.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's definitely a surprise after doing it for so long. When we started releasing music, all my metalhead friends were like, wait a minute, hold on. I literally kept getting the comment of, one, that can't be you, and two, I didn't know you could sing like that. And I sang in my metal band too, but this is just, it's just different. It's very soft. It's very like more emotional, background. These are all things. Yeah, these are all things that like me and Enoma, it's funny, like when we're writing songs, we always literally just write about what's happening in our lives. So every single song that we have, me and Enoma somehow, I guess because we're both Tauruses, his birthday is on May 11th, mine's on the 12th. So I think it's maybe because we're like right next to each other that our lives are just like paralleled a lot of the time. So like we get in relationships at the same time. We'll break up at the same time. We'll be going, whatever. It's always the same shit somehow that we're going through. So it's really funny that a lot of these songs come from actual experience. So it's a lot more emotionally driven for sure, but they're all true. Like all of the songs come from true things and true feelings. It's not just like, let's write a song about heartbreak and then like it, falsely comes out. Like we're actually going through whatever's happening in the song. So it's cool to be able to say that and have my friend on brand with me with the heartbreak or the being in love at the same time or whatever all the time.
Yeah, like it is the most bizarre thing, but like
it's almost like we planned
it. Honestly, if we planned this shit, we're some fucking diabolical evil geniuses hell bent on our own destruction.
For real. We're just out here fucking up, I'll tell you that. But yeah,
like we're our own mortal enemy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's where good songwriting comes from, right? It's from experience. And not to say that there aren't great songs about dragons and mountains a la Led Zeppelin, but I mean, there are, there's great songwriting comes from experience, and songwriting evolves because as you evolve as a person and mature, your songwriting evolves because your experiences are different. Pop punk is what you're doing when you're 18 because that's the style of life and experience that you have. And, listening to new Blink 182, they're different songs than what they wrote when they were 17 years old. So
right.
Yeah,
you're definitely grown.
I think for us, like our songwriting, it's weird. Like this band like wasn't really even a band when we started. This was just going to be like a studio project just to kind of have some fun with. And when we got together in LA to start recording, that was actually the first time any of us had like sat down to work together, period.
Ever.
Like it was, yeah, like we did not go out to LA with a single song written. We just
I think I met
wrote everything
Mark.
with our producer.
Yeah, and I met Mark and Mike one time before going out there, so I like literally didn't even know these people at all, basically. And Enoma's
So
like,
how did all this
"Oh, it's a
come
great
together?
story. Go ahead, Enoma. You want to tell this beautiful, lovely story?"
Yeah, so Haunter really kind of came out of a couple of things. Like at the time, like I don't know, a couple of years ago, I was playing in my old band. Like we had done some cool things, like Warped Tour, Taste of Chaos, and like every like kind of what every like local band that's trying to do something does. Uh, and it was cool and it was fun and we had a good time with it. But like we were kind of at this point where things were fizzling out, like the motivation wasn't there, like people weren't happy. Uh, and I just started kind of like, I was in a really bad place emotionally with the band because I'd been in it for 10 years. And it was like kind of like my whole personality was being the band guy. Uh, and so I started having like these really horrible, like night terrors that were just kind of like where I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe. It was basically like sleep paralysis for like days, weeks on end. And I just kept thinking, like, I don't know what's going on, but this sort of thing, like this passion of mine, like this kid, this passion for music, like everything that's going on in my life, like I feel like I'm being haunted by something. And so that's kind of where I was like, oh, Haunter, that'd be a cool name for a band.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had met Lucy because my old band had played a show with hers at the House of Blues in our city. And I was like, all right, well, she's dope. And I need
which the show
I want
was
to do
sold
something
out, by the
completely
way.
different. Yes, that show was litty. It was not wasn't a
Throwing
small.
that out there.
I love how you had to get all BC on that. And by the way,
P.S.
By the way,
P.S.
it was
Throwing
P.S.
it out there.
Yeah. P.S. We were dope.
Just saying, throwing it out there for you, you know.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, we were dope. But I so I had met Lucy and I had been talking to a couple of my friends, a producer in town, shout out to Aaron. Um, he was just someone I was hanging out with and we were just writing demos and just kind of I was seeing if I still had anything like left in me. And I had come across another friend of mine who was a producer out in LA. His name is Tyler Smyth. And he was like, hey, like, whenever you get something like going, I'd love to record you. Like, just come out, hang out. You're a good dude. Like, I think we could do something kind of cool. So I'm kind of scrambling to find band members. And so I reach out to Lucy and I'm like, hey, I know you barely know me, but how about you hop on a plane, fly halfway across the world to write songs with a bunch of people you don't know?
And I was like, sick. That's literally basically how that happened. So he was like, hey, do you want to be in a pop band? And I was like, I'll think about it. And he's like, but like we would be recording in LA. And I was like, all right, sick. Like just pretty much completely unreasonable decision making skills is what led to this existing. So I love that.
Perfect.
I just really love that. Yeah, we didn't have anything planned at all. Like we literally had maybe 2 or 3 like demos, like vibe wise, kind of that we liked that Enoma had, and yeah, we all kind of vaguely knew it. Like me and Enoma played one show together. Like I said, I met Mark and Mike one time before we went to LA, and that was literally it. Like we went out there with basically nothing, wrote some instrumentals, and then we're just like, all right. And then the first song that we ever wrote was Paralyze. So if you listen to Paralyze, that's when we sat down for the very first time, had no idea what we were doing, just popping shit out. However it sounded was just going to be how it sounded. And we all liked the vibes, and Paralyze was our very first song. And to be honest with you, it is one of my favorite songs. And I remember sitting there after we wrote it and I was like, that shit's going to pop off. That is what's going to pop off right there. And sure enough, it's one of our most popular songs streaming on all the platforms. So it's kind of funny how that happened. But yeah, we just knew we had something.
Yeah, it's actually our most popular song. It's
Oh, it
our
is.
most popular song, which is just, Yeah, it is. Like I'm looking at looking at the numbers right now. Like
Hell
it is
yeah.
far and away our most popular song.
Hell yeah, I called it. I knew it. Hell yeah. Your girl's got good taste, which is why we're on here talking to you. So thanks for having me.
Well,
I guess what she means to say is you're welcome.
Yeah.
Right?
No, exactly.
Oh shit. Hey, yeah.
It is my pleasure is basically what you're trying to say. You know, to have you here is it's not about me, it's about you. And to show what Paralyze has done though, streaming wise, and that's everyone's first initial impression of you, right? Like you got to make that good first impression.
Hell yeah.
And you did that with Paralyze, and then you've every step of the way stepped up your game. Like now for me, Risk It All is a song that I've just been throwing to everybody, being like, just fucking listen to it. And
yes.
if you say you don't like it, I'm just gonna tell you you're fucking wrong.
Right. I always tell people cause I tattoo for a living, and I'll do like a sick tattoo, and I'll be like, and if you don't like it, then you a sucker. So you just tell them that.
And it ain't going away.
It's on there now. It's on there now.
Basically, why do you have bad taste?
Yeah. Right. Just saying. But yeah, it was random how we came together, and we have just been writing ever since then and growing together, and it's been real cool. So yeah, I'm stoked for everybody to hear what we have coming out next too, because it's pretty it sounds grand. That's the best way that I can put it. It sounds grand and it looks grand. It is grand. Yeah, epic. There you go. It's a good word for it.
It's epic. Like it is. It's so that song. Like if we just want to kind of get into that, like that one is. So Lucy Has Paralyzed is her favorite. This one is my favorite. Like hands down. Like and we don't get me wrong. We still have some bangers in the tank. We have a bunch of fire still in the tank. But man, this one just hits different. It hits different. I'm so pumped for it. Like I am ready for the world to hear the song. Like it is fuck, I am excited about that one. I am really excited about it.
Well, so the way you're releasing, and now in the day and age that we're in, you got to kind of play that game of here's a song, another month or two goes by, here's another song. Do you find that, especially coming from, a pop punk background and going back into other things, how does it feel differently into what you're doing now and releasing music as opposed to how you started out doing it?
I can start with this one. I personally I like it, but I think I have a complicated relationship with it. So I know like back in the day, like bands would like put out a single, then like put out like a 4 or 5 song EP, like then maybe another year, like you'd have an album out. And I think music discovery happens so quickly now that if you're not like constantly kind of feeding the machine, that it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. And that can, have some unintended consequences, like as an artist, and kind of like feel like you have to constantly like put stuff out. And so I think with Haunter, we tried to be really purposeful of like building a library of songs and remixes before we started dropping stuff, because we knew that otherwise, if we just dumped out like an album or an EP when we're still relatively unknown, like that'd do a disservice to the songs, because they wouldn't have their chance to kind of stand on their own 2 legs and like do what they needed to do and find the audience that they needed to. They would just kind of exist on an EP that was like put out like a year and a half ago. And they're like, well, what happened to this band? Like, I think singles, especially if you're an unknown band, like are really the best way to just kind of keep yourself at the forefront, and hopefully something hits and connects and you're able to kind of snowball that into larger efforts. It's a fucking grind, and it's not always the most fun thing to kind of constantly feel like you just put something out and the first thing someone asks you is when is the next one coming out. But the simple fact is like the cool thing about the music discovery now is that songs can kind of be evergreen in a way. Like, just because someone finds us on Risk It All doesn't mean that they're not going to love, Paralyze. Or maybe a year or two from now, like, let's say this song that we're talking about, Untouchable, like, has a moment on, let's say, TikTok or whatever, and it starts blowing up. And that song's been out for a year. And now everyone's just like, holy shit, where's this band been? But we've always been here. You just had to, like, find us. And now that you found us, look at all this other cool shit that we have. Look at all this other stuff that we have that we can kind of, like, be bought into. It isn't just like oh, I like the one song. It's like, oh, I like the one song, and they have all this other stuff that's really dope.
Well, that's my hard part. That's the same thing for me. My love-hate relationship with the singles game. I grew up in an era where a single was on a cassette tape and it was the most popular, and then you got like some distorted version on the other side, but you had already known who the band was. And now today, for me, the hard part that I find is I'll hear a song on a playlist, or somebody will be like, hey man, check out my band, and I'll listen to it. I'm like, oh, I really like the song. And then I go look up, because the first thing I do is if I hear something I like, I stop what I'm doing, I write it down or take a screenshot if it's on my phone, and then I go to listen, and I'm like, oh, they have one song. Like, and for me, and I'll just put myself out there, for me, it's like, okay, here's this one song. I got nothing else to go by, and I got nothing else to listen to, and they kind of just fall to the back for me. So having that deep catalog, how you're saying, okay, here's another new song, here's another new song, and not waiting that 6 months to drop another one, because it's so hard to navigate the landscape right now. And I love a full album, but at the same time, I love a great EP, because it gives me more to discover than just here's 2 singles by a band. I'm like, yeah, they're both great, but how do I, with everything that comes out every day, there's 60,000 new songs uploaded every minute to Spotify. So how the fuck do I keep up?
Gosh, dang. That's like true numbers right there? 60,000?
Yeah.
God dang.
Unfortunately, I have to keep track of that shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
God dang, that's crazy. I'd never known that. That's a lot. And yeah, it's like real hard to keep putting out music and hoping that people find it when there's 60,000 fucking songs coming out every day. Like, it's a little bit of competition. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like we've been smart about it. Kind of, I don't care for it, because I wish that it was still very much album driven, so you could sit and experience a whole piece of work instead of just, one song. But right now, even with me saying that, that's how I consume music as well. I barely have the time. I own a tattoo studio, got band stuff, got other stuff that I do with my life, and it's a little hard to stream out an entire album. So even me as an artist, that it drives me nuts. I do that. So it's like, that's just what the world is. It's go, 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 and instant gratification. And, fortunately and unfortunately, you got to give the people what they want. So that's what we're doing, is trying to keep that consistency to where people don't get bored with our shit. That's like
that's hard.
Right.
And that's hard. And then it's, I don't want people to get bored of this song that I put out. What's, there's no, Cliff's notes for, okay, well, the magic number is 19 days to put out your next song. Like, there's no formula, there's no magic behind it to figure it out. And when you're an awesome band and you do all the shit and you put all your passion and hard work into it, that's where I sit back and I'm like, it sucks that I sit here and judge stuff and find stuff that I want. And then there's other bands that I may never fucking hear of. Like, somebody sent me a band the other day. They're like, oh, these guys are great. And I'm like, I've never heard them. And they have like 2 million followers on Spotify. I'm like, and that's just the way it is. But other people I'll be like, oh, check out this band. And they got 118 followers on Spotify. And like, oh yeah, I heard of these guys. And I'm like, this makes no fucking sense to me.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. The algorithm is a wild beast.
It sure is. It just kind of does whatever it wants. Such as life,
Yeah, I wish I had, the 1990s hacker skills, plugging into phone in a train station and being able to fuck some shit up to make
Right.
things work for people I want it to work for.
Right. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, it's cool. Like, I just think that, I don't know, like, as an artist, like, it's been cool to see, because like we've been fortunate enough to like keep really good company, and see when our friends start popping off like on the socials, and seeing how they're able to kind of capitalize on their moments, because it's given us a really good blueprint on kind of like how we can do it, like should it happen for us. I mean, we've been fortunate enough to keep really good company, like bands like Loveless and Honey Revenge, who've done some really significant things, just being like kind of chronically online, and like finding their audience and really kind of building and scaling up, and finding all the avenues that they can continue to put out content that they love, and songs that are honestly super catchy. So a lot of our friends have shown us that there is a path to success when you kind of lean into some of those things. Like, yeah, we know it's a grind, and like it can be, exhausting at times, but at the end of the day, we love this so much, and we believe in these songs, and we believe in ourselves so much that, there's no other option. Like, what else would we possibly do? Like, I keep asking myself that. I'm like, you there's a lot of this you don't like, but you love this too much to give into that. Like, this means way too much to you and your friends. You put in way too much time and effort, and you believe in yourself, and you believe in what you've done. So it sucks now, but keep going.
Yeah. And I think that's the struggle every moment, right? Because you put, and I try to explain this to people as much as I can, that when an artist puts out a song, 90% of the artists that are putting out a song have put their heart and soul and every ounce of energy they have into it. So being able to give it time and appreciate for what it is. And when people just listen to the first 8 seconds and pass by it, because you can just be like, say Alexa skip, or fucking hit a button and skip a song so easily. Now, like, that's where some of my frustration comes into it as well. I'm like, you didn't even give that a chance. Like, oh no, I just didn't like that first chord, and then they just change the song. Like, I have friends who do that, and I'm like, stop. Like, give it a fucking second. Listen to the song before you just dismiss it off of the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, like, so let me ask you this: do you feel that, like, obviously we're in a singles-driven sort of like kind of world? Like, do you feel like it's made art disposable?
I do think it has made it disposable, and the only reason why is because not only do the listeners dispose of it so easily, artists dispose of themselves so easily. Because if something doesn't pop off after 4 or 5 singles that they put out, they just stop creating. And that's the wrong answer. And I've seen that happen to many people that were like, no, nothing really hit and no one really gives a shit, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm like, well, that's wrong. You're giving into the bullshit. If you're creating, and unless you're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars that you don't have to put these songs out, which nowadays you don't need that to, that amount of money to put a song out that you believe in, and let it sit there and just keep creating on your own, because you never know. And the song that you already created, and I'll say it till the day I die, someone has found that song and it means the fucking world to them.
Yep. Sure enough. You're so right about that. And that's why we keep making music. If it can reach literally one person, I mean, just like you saying earlier, like, you've been telling everybody about it, like, that's literally makes all the stress and all the shit that comes with being in a band or being really a creator of any sort, knowing that it actually made like some sort of positive influence on your life. Like, that's literally all that we do it for. So it makes it worth it, So I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it is I don't. It's a pleasure to be in a space where something like that can happen. And I don't know. we're really fortunate. We're in a really interesting spot right now for us and for music discovery.
Yeah, and again, for you've been doing this for a while. You've been in bands, so you've seen the progression over a period of time, and who knows what tomorrow's going to bring and how things are going to change and mess with the music industry in the future. And it's just like everything else, you got to learn along the way, and you got to try to learn from other people's mistakes and the things that they did right and the things they did wrong. And it's so no longer is it a record company buying off MTV or K Rock to play your songs. It's you kind of got to do it on your own.
Yeah, you have to do it on your own. But I think the trick is, just consistency. Like, and I know everyone, like, I mean, you're on social media, like, so you hear it all the time, like, keep going, consistency, post 3 times a day for the rest of your life, like, which is just exhausting. But there's this clip that of a Seth Rogen interview that, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of been making the rounds. I don't know if it's just the algorithm doing its thing and like providing me with the right type of inspiration. Um, but he, like, to paraphrase it, I think he was just saying, like, um, I think it was something to the effect of, like, hey, if you keep going and you keep showing up, you might make it. And if you don't, you definitely won't make it.
Yeah.
And it was just the simple fact of, like, the things that that person had seen in their life, in their career, is seeing really talented people get super burnt out and quit, and people who were tough enough to stay in the arena, to keep creating, to keep fighting. Like, they may not have been as good, but they still recognized that they had something to offer, and they just had to wait for their moment. And I think for me in particular, like, well, we do definitely like are energized and excited for, like, all of our friends who do well. Like, sometimes you get caught up in the complex sort of, like, area of, like, not necessarily being jealous, but just more of, like, you're comparing yourself to your peers. You're like, oh, well, these are homies of mine. Like, we write similar music. Like, how is it that they're what they've done is popping off, and I'm putting out stuff of similar quality and it's not popping off? Like, there's a lot of, like, kind of, like, back and forth that you have with yourself, and then you start, kind of wondering, like, what does it all mean? Like, am I just not? Are people, like, not really liking the songs? Like, you go through all the kind of motions, but then ultimately, there's no root cause. Like, I'm sure there probably is. I'm sure some sort of, like, music promotion guru or some social media manager would say, for 1995 a month, I can tell you everything that's wrong with your socials and why you're not blowing up. You know, but ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Like, as long as you're putting out stuff that you and your band really, like, love, and you're taking it seriously, and you're willing to be in the arena, as it were, like, things will work out exactly how they need to for you. And it may not be exactly how you envisioned, but I'm a firm believer that the right opportunities, the right people will find you, if as long as you just keep moving forward. Like, you can't quit.
Well, I think you bring up a good point too. I mean, if there is a devil, the devil resides in self-doubt. And having that doubt in yourself when you see other things popping off, and where you try to compare yourself, have some similarities or whatever, that's where I talk about artists throwing stuff away, because they have that doubt in themselves. And my tagline to people all the time, and it's the truth, if I've listened to your music, I'll always say, keep creating, because I'll keep listening. Because my biggest fear is when that doubt sets in, especially for an artist, and you give into that doubt. That's when you go to a path that I hate to see, and that's just not doing it anymore. And it's not, that doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, like, it can definitely be taxing, like, as a creator, to just kind of, like, especially, like, when your mental health isn't, the best, and you are kind of like letting, comparison be the thief of joy, like it can be really, really hard to kind of see the point in any of it. Like I know I personally go through those moments of self-doubt, and I go through those moments where I'm like, man, is any of this stuff I do any good? Like I can't fucking tell. Like I just can't. And it's such a weird thing because like I know my band is objectively dope. Like we're good. Like we're not the best band, although best in terms of art is all subjective, but like we're a damn good band. Like, and we work really hard, and we are fortunate enough to have some really like top level, top tier talent supporting us. Like we're gonna be all right. Uh, but it can be really hard to see the forest for the trees, and know that like we're still building and we're still growing and we're still getting to where we need to be when you're just kind of stuck in the mud. It can be really hard to see all the beauty that's around you when that's kind of top of mind.
Yeah. And listen, I hope, in something, when you first reached out to me, I waited a couple of days, I listened to your stuff, and then I send my true feelings back. And I tell you exactly what I think. And I think along the way too, sometimes I can be rude and crude because some things that have been sent to me are just not good. But that's objective to me. And at the same time, when someone like you reaches out and I listen to your music, I feel compelled to send the email back that I initially sent back to you. You guys are fucking brilliant. I'll stand behind you. I want to do what I can to help support you guys because I believe in it. I believe in the sound, and I can tell the hard work and all the passion that goes into the songs that you've already released and are going to continue to release. That right there is what means the world to me, is when I can feel what it is coming through the music by the creators behind it. And that's important.
Well, thank you so much for that, because it's very affirming for us, and for me personally, like that's a huge sort of like way to kind of like for me to kind of build relationships, is to know that like what we're doing has some sort of like positive impact. Because I don't think as an artist, like you ever, unless you're like, mega huge, do you ever really know that like what you're doing is either not just good, but just more, does it mean something to somebody? Like, can they sit there and say like, oh yeah, like I heard your song and it got me through a really bad breakup, or I heard your song and it like helped me figure out who I am, and now I get to kind of be this full realized version of myself. Like music can do so many amazing things, and to like play a small part in like that whole thing's existence is just fucking wild to me. So I'll never take it for granted, and I'm always grateful for the opportunity that we have to do that. Like we're super fortunate, and that sort of thing is not wasted on us at all.
Now, your love of music and how this has come into your life and started to play a part to where you are today, but when it first started, when do you remember the first time in your life that you heard music that for the first time that you could connect to? Do you remember that moment, or what it was, or what artist that when you're a kid that it just clicked with you and you said, oh, I need to kind of maybe be a part of this, or I need to find out more about this?
I think for me, the band that kind of did it, or at least put music that actually like meant a lot to me on the radar was actually, I don't know, I'm kind of torn, because I think I didn't really like appreciate music until I started listening to Jimmy Eat World. Like I liked bands, and like I kind of listened to whatever my friends would listen to, but right when I kind of started college, someone that I was trying to start a band with like gave me Jimmy Eat World's discography at the time, which was only um, Static Prevails, Clarity, and then Bleed American.
Which is the only three you
And
need, in my opinion.
I hard disagree. Hard disagree. we can argue that.
we
Future.
Yeah, we can
Futures
do
is
we can do hours on that. I've had this conversation before on the show that those I got in, when I was at that college age. I was in the military, and Static Prevails was what I first heard, and then years later Clarity came out, and then Bleed American. So my heart kind of stopped right after Bleed American. So, but
oh
Futures is good. Futures is good. Chase the Light is good. I mean, that they've always had good stuff, but for me, those three albums, Static, Clarity, and Bleed American, those are the three for me that if that's all I ever got from Jimmy Eat World, I would have been totally fine with.
You know what? I think the more important thing is that we're both elder emos who have great taste in music. That's the takeaway from all of this.
Yeah.
But Jimmy World was kind of the first band that I can recall that I actually like did a really deep dive and like listened to every word and like found something in their songwriting that really connected with me. I think it was like Jimmy Eat World, it was Saves the Day, Juliana Theory, and then obviously like the pop punk like staples like Blink 182, Newfound Glory, like Phoenix CX, like all of that stuff. But like Jimmy was like the first one where I sat down and I listened to a record start to finish, and I was like, wow, they said something here. Like I truly felt something, and then like it just kind of opened up my eyes to this whole new world of music that I was already kind of in because of some friends of mine, but like I didn't really appreciate it until I sat down with those records and picked them apart. Like I tried to mimic Jimmy. I mean, hell, in like in our songs, like any guitar stuff that I'm doing, it's because I'm trying to mimic something I think Jimmy World would possibly try to pull off. Like I could go on for hours and forever about that band. I love them so much.
I understand.
Hell yeah. They're
Now,
pretty dope.
Lucy, how about for you? What was it that turned you on and brought you to the musical landscape when you were a kid?
So my dad was a metalhead and used to listen to everything, heavy that I probably shouldn't have been listening to at like 5 and 6 years old. But my dad showed me Pantera, and that was absolutely like the number one thing that I was like, holy shit, what is this? Like, I remember hearing it was Walk, of course, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like 5, 6 years old, just like, it's so hard. And it was just like in my soul at that point that I was like, man, and I had never really heard somebody get just like that to his voice. I was like, what is that? Like heaviness. Like, I don't know what it was, but I just vibed with it. And I was like, damn, this is like definitely something that I would love to get into. And, of course, started listening to them more and more over time. So it's, a cool memory that I have with my dad. He was the, first one to show me metal. And that's why my heart is always with the metal community forever and ever. That's where I started at loving music was metal, funny enough. Yeah, I heard that screaming, and there's, some of the parts where he's actually screaming, not just yelling, and I'd never heard screaming before, and I was like, oh my God, like I just lost my mind. I was like, what? How is he doing that? And I just didn't understand, how he was even doing it. And I was like, man, I always had the bit, wouldn't it be cool to be in a band? Just like, I wonder what that's like, as a kid. And then as I got older, another one would be Avenged Sevenfold for sure. I had, and now saying it's funny because over time they've become slightly cringy to me. But starting with Waking the Fallen, I don't know, I guess I was like 12 or something like that. And I remember sitting there and listening to the lyrics. I literally still have, it's funny, I found it the other day because I'm in the middle of moving. And I found the little lyric book, like the front, CD cover or whatever. And I'm flipping through looking at these lyrics. And I was just like, I literally remember sitting on my bed at like 12, listening to this shit and just feeling every second of it, just on repeat over and over, that album, just reading these lyrics. And I'm like, I wonder what they're talking about. I wonder what they were feeling when they were writing this. And I was like, man, one day I'm gonna be in a band. Like I would watch, the Pantera home videos, the Avenged Sevenfold home videos, just of them like when they were smaller, like way small, walking through the mall and like just being badass. And I was like from Willis, Texas, of all places, so I just had never seen anybody with like tattoos or like spike belts or like whatever. And I was just like, my mind was just fucking blown seeing this stuff. I was like, people are allowed to look like that, like that's sick. And yeah, ever since like that, man, I mean, and of course along with everything else, like I'm also a huge like old like outlaw country fan as well, so that's in my repertoire since I was 4 or 5, since I could remember music. Hank Williams and Merle Haggard and all that shit too, so it's kind of like really a little bit of everything, to be honest. Like there's certain things that would come on the radio. Like I wanted to be in the Dixie Chicks real bad. Like if I could have been like a country singer, that's honestly like where I started thinking. Like I was like, I don't know if I could do the Pantera thing, but I can sing this Dixie Chicks stuff, so maybe I could do that. And it's funny that I started out with metal. Like my first band was a metal band, so I never thought it would be possible until I saw Arch Enemy and I knew one of their songs. And my brother showed me a video of theirs on YouTube, and I thought for like 2 or 3 years that it was a guy vocalist because it was screaming. And then I was like 13 or something like that, 14 maybe, and I saw that it was a girl and she's wearing this fucking red latex full body jumpsuit with bright bleach blonde long hair and just like badass. Just I was like, oh my god. I was like, that's a girl. Like girls can do that. And from that moment, that was also one of them in my head was Angela Gossow from Arch Enemy. Seeing her do it, I had never seen a female be in a metal band, so it just blew my fucking mind again. And I was like, okay, that's when I knew, like, if a girl can do it at any rate, at all, so can I. And I immediately was like, I have to be in a band. And I joined a shitty, horrible band that my boyfriend, he was a guitarist when I was like 14 or 15.
What was the name of
And
that band?
oh fuck, I can't even remember, man. Oh no. I'll have to think about it. It'll pop up at some point. I couldn't tell you, but they would just play like birthday parties or whatever, and I was like, man, that's so sick. It was like 4 or 5 of my little dude friends or whatever, and so they would just play at my friend's house in the back room. Like their parents were like metalheads, like biker people. So they were like, yeah, hell yeah, make some metal. I was like, fucking yes, dude. They started playing Unholy Confessions by Avenged Sevenfold. And I was like, oh man, I know that song. And they're like, you should sing it. And I was like, nah, nah, nah. And they're like, dude, just try. Like, we know you love Avenged Sevenfold. So I was like, all right. They're like, you know the words? I was like, I know every fucking word to this song, bro, like by heart. And they handed me a microphone from their vocalist at the time, and that was the first time that I ever like screamed into a microphone, that I ever even attempted. I didn't even know what was gonna come out. Like I just yelled real loud basically, and sang and screamed that chorus or whatever. And they were like, oh my, they literally stopped playing and they were like, that was you? And I was like, yeah. I was like, sorry, that was probably really bad. And they were like, no, dude, that was sick. Like they started over the whole song. Let's do it again. And I was like, hell yeah. And I could tell their vocalist was like upset because they wanted me to keep singing after that. They didn't want him to get back on the mic. So from then on, I was like, all right, this is where I belong. It felt too good to not do it again. So that's my story.
Nice. Enoma, what was the name of your very first band you were ever a part of?
Oh shit!
Right? I'm like, oh,
yeah. I'm just like, God, I don't even remember.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like that's so weird.
Are you
Yeah.
conveniently forgetting at this time because I asked because you don't like the name? Because we've had some really bad names on here.
Oh
and
my God,
I
I'm
mean,
sure. I'm sure.
no.
I love that.
Oh, what was it? Oh,
We're just
I
old as
just,
shit.
no, what's funny, I just remembered it. Like the very, very, very first band I ever joined was
Okay.
just like, it was this, like punk band called Two Cents Short,
Okay.
which
I like
was,
the name.
yeah, it's not terrible for like
No, it's
your
not
first
bad.
band. Yeah, it's not bad. It's also not good. it's, it's mid. It's a mid ass name for a
It's
mid
me.
ass band. But it's cool. I mean, everyone's no one very very seldomly do people knock it out of the park on their first try with the band.
No, I think, and when you're starting your first band or getting together with your friends, I think a lot of times though you're putting more energy into the name of the band than you are actually putting into trying to create music. So
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I mean, like if it wasn't for starting that out and like wanting to play guitar in a basement or VFW halls, back when I lived in Maryland, like I would probably not be doing what I'm doing now. So everything I suppose happens for a reason.
it absolutely does. I say it all the time. Everything
Oh
happens
yeah.
for a reason, and you don't need to know that reason.
Yeah, ain't that the damn truth? It's annoying, but yeah.
Hell yeah, dude! I
Oh
was
my
just
God.
about to say that's annoying as shit.
I think it was called This Is the End, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say that was it, which is a
That's
fucking
actually like
I
that's not
think
bad.
that's
I
what
don't
it
hate
was.
that.
Because I think that's what it was because I remember being like, if you're saying like, hey, what's up? Like introducing yourself on a stage, this is the end, like all stupid, being 15, 14 years old or whatever. It was something like that anyway.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so
not
funny.
terrible. So
It's corny,
Yeah.
God, thinking about it. I'm like, oh
Oh
my
yeah. No. Yeah.
God.
But you got it. Like you have like every almost every artist goes through like a cringe phase, like
Oh,
where
for
you go back and
sure.
you're just like, holy fuck, like
You
that
know
was
what?
embarrassing.
You know what's
I left the
upsetting?
house looking like that.
Right? What's upsetting is there used to be recordings like on MySpace of all things. And of course, when they did the whole thing where they like got rid, like cleansed the earth of any fucking body that was ever on it, it got deleted and it doesn't exist anymore, I don't think, anywhere. So I'm like, it's just gone forever. I would love to hear that because I remember hearing myself scream and I, my first comment was that I sounded like a dying cat. So I would love to hear that again.
That's that's that's
It's
fucking
that's
bad.
the
incredible.
hard. That's the hard part too for a lot of things. Like, I grew up in the Tascam era of 4-track recording, so it was all on tape. You're recording on cassette tapes and through moves and not labeling properly. Like, how many fucking things are lost and gone through my life, and just being like, fuck, where's that fucking tape or that them? And just
Right.
it's just, who knows? One day, it's one of those things that I always say, there's going to be a box somewhere probably, and my mom probably saved every single little thing that she ever thought she could be proud of me for, and then realized she wasn't, and just threw it in a box somewhere. But one day.
Right. Yeah, we'll find them at some point, man. I'm telling you.
All right,
Yeah. No, you're saying?
go ahead, Enoma. Yeah.
No, I was saying, like, honestly, like I'm one of the few people like I I don't like I don't like living in the past too much. Like I'm always like, nope, that's done. Put it in the trash. Like we're only worried about the future. Like I'm
Mhm.
not I'm not really a nostalgic person in that regard. I'm just like, whatever, the future's better. Doesn't matter what it is, it's got to be better because it's new.
Yep.
Which is not necessarily the best way to think about most things, but like I think for music, especially for us, like I'm totally okay with never hearing my old bands again. Like I'm good. Like they existed when they existed, and I have the skill set from them. But to to romanticize like how they ended or romanticize like that period of time, it's like that's time I could spend focused on making this band that's right in front of me like the best it can be.
Yeah. Well, I like that you look to the future, because for someone like me, there's certain things and certain quotes that always stick with me, and I kind of try to live my life by. Like, one of my favorites is, "I'm afraid of tomorrow because I've seen yesterday and I love today."
Oh,
Like,
damn.
so I rarely look to the future. It's usually, for me, it's the moment. Like right now, I'm just fully engaged with both of you. Like, this is the best part of my day right now. And when
Yeah.
I'm done, there may be another best part of my day, but it's always the moments, and talking to two people from all over the place and getting to talk about the greatest fucking thing in the world, which is music. It's the universal language around the world that brings everybody together for some strange reason. It's the only fucking thing that can bring, 50,000 strangers together and make them all friends. Is pretty awesome.
It's true. That's so
Totally,
true.
totally. Like I'm like, so I'll ask you all this. Like, do you ever have those moments like if you're at a show and and you're just kind of just moved? Like I've had moments like that in my life where I've been in concerts where like I was having like a moment with someone, like, and it was just kind of like, oh, this is overwhelming. Like the fact that I'm here, this person that I care about is here, my friends are here, and we're watching my favorite band of all time, like, which is a real thing that happened for me a few weeks ago. And I could not be more in love with the fact that that happened. Like that was just insane.
Who was that? Who was that favorite band of yours that you just got to have that moment with?
Jimmy Eat World was
All right.
actually the band.
With
Yeah.
Manchester
So
Orchestra?
yeah.
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 Yeah. I took my partner at the time, like I took her to the show and she met like the band that night. She saw like me watch my favorite band, and I was just kind of like, they were playing one of the songs that are like my absolute favorite. Like I think they were playing Kill,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of my favorite songs off Futures, by the way. Again, top tier record, don't argue. But they were playing it, and I actually like teared up and like cried a little bit because I was just like, holy shit. I'm with like the person that I really care about. I'm with my best friends, and they're watching the band that means the most in the world to me. Like this is the best fucking night of my life.
Those
I
are
mean,
the moments,
Hell
though,
yeah.
right? That's what music is. And I have those moments, and there's a lot of times where, like, I look back and just sitting there and watching a show, and all of a sudden a tear runs down my face. Like one time I was with a buddy, and there's a song came on, and we're at a show, and like he's like, "What's with the fucking movie teardrop coming down your face right now?" I'm like, I don't know what happened, but it's spectacular.
No.
And those are the moments. I've had moments at shows plenty of times where all of a sudden I'm just completely moved, and you don't know why. And that's what I love too, when you get like goosebumps, and you're just like, I don't know what's happening right now, but it's pretty spectacular because this is happening. It's like hearing a good hook or a lyric in a song that just fucking hits you, and it means everything at that moment, is so special. And honestly, for my almost 50 years on this earth, the only thing that does it for me like that is music and kiss of my wife. That's it.
Oh,
that is
my
yeah,
heart.
that's
Oh my
pretty
God.
darn sweet.
I'm like, oh, Mom, but it's so sweet. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh my God, that is the nicest shit I've ever heard in my whole life. Good
Right?
for you. Hell yeah.
All right,
That is
rapid
incredible.
fire. Enoma first. The first concert you ever went to, and the first one you got to pick on your own, because a lot of the times they're different.
Actually, they were the same.
Oh, good for you, lucky man.
Yeah.
Right.
First concert I ever went to was Newfound Glory, Less Than Jake, and Teen Idols at what was it called? Verizon Wireless Amphitheater. And it was fucking rad.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Lucy, you.
Yeah. My first was Britney Spears, which was rad. And my first one that I got to choose was Avenged Sevenfold, in fact, and it was at Warehouse, and it was fantastic.
Nice. Do you remember what song you were listening to when you got your driver's license, Enoma?
Shit, no. What the fuck? Oh, actually, take that back. Yes, I was listening. I don't know the song in particular, but I do remember the record. So there's a band from our town called Phoenix TX. I was listening to their second record. Yep. I know that I was listening to their record Lechuza, which was like they were from my town. They were signed to a major record label. They were touring with Blink-182. Like I was like, holy fuck! If 4 dudes from Houston can fucking do that, then I can fucking do it. And I was obsessed with them, like obsessed with that band.
Lucy, do you remember?
Oh shit. I know the first thing I listened to when I got my very first car was Knee Deep by Job for a Cowboy.
All right.
It's just like a heavy fucking deathcore song. Just all the pig squealing and shit. Me at 16, just like, yeah, with my windows rolled down. That was me, basically, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, shit. That's so on brand for you, dude.
Right.
Yeah, there's
glaring. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
think I know the next Enoma. I think I know your answer, but do you have a band in your life that never lets you down?
Yeah, I would say it's Out Jimmy World. Like they definitely had songs or albums I wasn't like the biggest fan of. But I would say a band that's never really let me down. There's maybe like 3 of them.
Give me all 3.
Churches, Valley,
Dynamite,
and the Main.
Nice.
Yeah, like they haven't put out any records that I didn't find something that I really, really liked. Valley is a more recent band that my guitar player Mike kind of put on my radar. But holy hell, like are they fantastic? Like their songwriting is just ridiculous. There's so much going on, but there's there's so much simplicity and so much complexity in what they're doing. I can't fucking get enough of it.
Awesome. How about you, Lucy? Band that never lets you down, and you can have more than one as well.
Oh man, I feel like I've been let down slightly by a lot of bands, but it's because I'm so picky, like mix wise. I would say, oh man, damn. If I can't. I know it's shitty, but I can't think of like a singular band that I've ever heard every single song and been like, fuck yeah, like ever. And I only say that because I'm the same way with my own band.
Well, you're allowed to love and hate something at the same time. I mean, my favorite bands, and that's why I always go like the never let you down. The term for me is something that you just, when you don't know what to listen to, you know that you can put this on and you're not going to be upset about it.
Oh man, I would definitely say, strangely enough, I'll be talking about this next week on an interview, but A Perfect Circle is probably that band. I think they encompass like pretty much every emotion that you could probably feel on their few albums that they have. It just definitely, like, every time I listen to it, it kind of draws you in because it's very simple. Like, what's the way to word this? Like, it's not very intense, like no like crazy screaming or fucking like blast beats and shit, that I'm used to. It's just, that was the first band that I realized, like, oh, it doesn't have to be like brutal for it to be powerful. And all of their songs are powerful emotionally, like they grab you by the balls in some way. Like every song on every album, if you listen to the whole song, by the end of it, it's like an experience. It's not just a song. Like it puts you in a frame of mind. It puts you in an energy, realm, I guess you could say. That might sound weird, but it just puts you in a different like way than what you were when you started listening to the song, which I love. It's like a whole vibe, not just a song, which to me is the best kind of song.
5 minutes left to live. A meteor's going to crash into the earth, and you can only listen to one song in that 5 minutes.
No!
What song are you listening to?
Oh! Oh shit.
Oh, for me, like right off the rip, Untouchable, like our new song. Like
Oh,
Oh, no, man.
all right.
That's
That's called
the
self-promotion,
sweetest
people,
shit.
and it's a great job. It's a great job.
Hey, two things can be true, you know?
Yeah.
no, like I'm not lying when I say like it's my favorite song. Like there's a part in that last chorus that Lucy just hits this note and I start to weep. I'm just like, holy fuck.
Yep.
I can't
Both of
believe
us started tearing up.
I can't believe that I wrote this with my best friends. Like I couldn't, like, music is fucking rad, dude. Like, and if
It
I
is.
had to
Hell
and if I had to go out, like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of beautiful songs you can listen to kind of like make your peace with it. But I would think the best thing I could do in those moments would be like just reflect on like the things that mattered with the people that mattered. And
No.
outside of my family, it would be just the art I got to create with these guys.
Oh, that is the sweetest shit I've ever heard.
It is.
This
Did it give
so-
you enough time to come up with
you
your answer,
guys.
Lucy?
Oh man, I don't even have to think about it. I'm trying to back my ass up, so I'm gonna say "Back That Ass Up" by Juvenile.
All right.
You's a fine motherfucker once you back. Like if the world is ending, I'm not gonna be sad and I'm not gonna be sentimental. I'm gonna be like, yo, this was fun. This was all a bunch of bullshit. This was so stressful, you guys. I had anxiety the whole fucking time. Like, I am sad. I am excited. Let's fucking go. I will break my fucking spine twerking to Juvenile and then be exploded into a million tiny pieces. I will be partying my balls off at the end of, and that's just enough time. It's like, what, 3.5 minutes of a song and then 1.5 minutes of rest afterward to be like, hell yeah. And then that's it. The world explodes. I'm good with that. that.
So after many years of doing this show, that might have been the best answer we had for for a song you're going to listen to as you go out. That's great.
I'm trying to break my back, baby. I'm trying to have fun. This life is just pure fucking chaos, dude. Like, I've realized it's nothing but a bunch of crazy random happenings that have no rhyme or reason. It's just random bullshittery the whole way through. So that's how I plan on ending it. It's just pure bullshittery and having fun, because that's all it's about. Ain't no reason to anything. We just be out here living. So I'm trying to break my spine and party when I go, for sure. And I will not be going sober, bitch. I promise you that.
How high can I get in 5 minutes?
Hey man, how many I'm gonna take just not a lot, but maybe like 2 shots of whiskey straight out of the fucking bottle, like the country bitch that I am. I'm gonna twerk, and then that's it, man. Maybe ride a horse off into the sunset as I explode. You know what I mean?
That's literally
while
the most
twerking on horseback. Like,
I mean,
you know?
shit. Honestly, that's the most Lucy ass answer I think I could have ever come up with.
I don't want to sound morbid. I almost want the world to end in 5 minutes so I can see that as my last.
Just Lucy twerking on a horse off into the sunset. Motherfucker, when you back.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, that's it.
Honestly,
Done.
shit. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I think I may have a video idea for your next single. I'm just
the next viral Instagram reel.
I mean,
TikTok
yeah, exactly.
video.
I think it could be
Me twerking horseback romantically into the sunset to Juvenile. Absolutely.
Yeah, we can make that happen. That sounds amazing.
Wow.
This is what's going to break the internet. This is what does it for us. This is where we get famous, guys. We made it. We made it.
Wow. Well, listen, I don't think there's a better way to end before our last segment than on that vision that we can all have now on what's going to happen. So
totally.
Before we get to our last segment, why don't you tell all the listeners and everybody how to keep up with what it is you guys are doing, all your handles, all that shit, how to find all your music and everything, so they can check everything you guys do.
Yeah, totally. All right, so our website, you can go to haunterisn'treal.com. All of our socials are Haunter Isn't Real. So TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I'm never going to call it X. Facebook, if you're into that sort of thing. Yeah.
If your mom wants to listen,
Yeah. If your mom wants to listen and your dad wants to complain about us, find us on Facebook.
And if your boss wants to listen, check us out on LinkedIn.
We're all on LinkedIn. We're professional hosts on LinkedIn. So come find us. And then Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Like, you can find us anywhere. Like, if you type in Haunter, you'll probably find us. Unless the songs are bad, then it's not us. But if they're great, then totally us.
And you'll be able to find them here as well, because we will put out everything we can for you. So.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Shane.
You're welcome.
Hell yeah.
Our last segment, it is our weekly threes. It's 3 things that we're listening to right now that we would like other people to check out. So, Lucy, why don't you go first? 3 things you're listening to right now that you'd like people to check out.
Oh, good Lord. 3 things I'm listening to right now. Listening to a lot of Churches. We'll say that. Love them. Anything by them is fantastic.
Some of my favorite shows have been Churches shows. So
honestly,
see, I've never seen them
live.
Oh
my God,
they're so good. They're so good.
Amazing.
I would love to. So hard.
Honestly, hard petition. Churches, please take us on tour.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah,
we'll be such a good band. We'll be so good live. Please take us on tour.
We will rub your feet for sure. I'll do it.
Yeah, for sure. Full send on that.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm habitually, this is super random, I'm habitually listening to the Byrds, like the old school, from a long time ago, the Byrds. I've been listening to that, and I think that's really great. Puts me in definitely a cool vibe. And a lot of Erykah Badu, surprisingly enough. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been too big into like anything new lately. I've been needing some comfort because your girl be anxious. So I've been delving a lot into like some cool lo-fi, cool like jazz, down-tempo, chill stuff. So Miss Erykah Badu and the Byrds are doing me a hell of a favor lately. So definitely, if you're needing to relax and get escape from the daily vibes and stress that we feel, those will do it, and they'll make you think a little bit too while you're listening to it, which I appreciate. So
nice.
That's what I've been doing.
Good 3. Enoma.
Oh man, dude, I listen to so much stuff, but if I had to really kind of distill it down for my 3 weeklies, I would say right now I've been really obsessed with the band Camino, their new record, The Dark. Man, like if you want a masterclass in pop rock, like that, their records, their EP that has its song See Through, super ridiculously catchy, crazy good production. But yeah, the band Camino, their record, The Dark, I've been listening to a ton. I really like Valley is really kind of, I've been listening to their new record, Lost in Translation. It's a daily listen, and I listen start to finish. Like first track, last track, and I play it pretty much in a loop in the middle of the night because I'm just like, I love it, and it just puts me at ease. And there's so many really good like songs. Honorable mention to their song Natural. What a fucking vibe that song is. It's so,
I'm about to check it out.
It's so smooth. I don't know. It kind of like paints this image of just like, I don't know. It'd be like you're at Sunday brunch. You're with the person that you love. You're like a little drunk. You're not like blackout. You're a little drunk, and you just look over to them. And you're just like, "Fuck, I'm into you."
I love creating music videos in my head to songs. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Dude, same, bro.
Yeah, Natural has that feel. It's like, I mean, they have a line in the song that says, "And living without you would only be breathing." And I'm just like, fuck. Like I felt that, and I felt that for partners before. So it's like, okay, that hits home. So Band Camino, Valley, and honestly, I'm just gonna give a little bit of love to like our boys in Loveless. They put out a single not too long ago called "Drag Me Down" that I've just been obsessed with. Like, baby boy Julian and the homie Dylan have been crushing it like for so long, and like this song is just crazy good. Like, I've just really truly been enjoying their songs, and their new singles have just been killing it. So yeah, Gran Camino, Valley, and Loveless have been like my weekly listen for sure.
Nice. Good threes. All right, my turn for my threes for this week. My first one is the band Sisters. Recently dropped an album. I don't know if anybody knows who Molly Maguire is or the band Spotlights, but it's Jason Blackmore and Mario Quintero started their own little side project together called Sisters. It's absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend to listen. The name of the album is Leech Eater.
Okay, I like that.
Another band, Bandigo Fletcher. They are how do I explain it? They're a folk rock, country twangish, dreamy psychedelica type of music. Really cool.
Okay.
Really good stuff.
I'll probably be into that.
And last but not least, you want some metal, Lucy?
Absolutely.
Empire State Bastards. I do.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody knows the band Biffy Clyro, but it's Simon Neil of Biffy Clyro, and Biffy Clyro, before they became, as I always say, they're the Foo Fighters of Europe. But their first three albums by Biffy Clyro were very metal. And Simon kind of got back to that with Mike Van Art from Ocean Size, and they created Empire State Bastards.
Okay. I'm about to check that out. Hell yeah.
So those are my three for this week. Again, I've said it enough, but I will say it again. I want to say wholeheartedly, thank you so much for what it is you do. Thank you for sharing your heart and soul and your passion and the music you create with the world. Without you, the world would be a much worse place because your music is vibrant, it's beautiful, and I can't wait to see amazing things happen for you guys, because I wouldn't have you here if I didn't believe in you, and I truly do. And I think what you're doing with your music is fucking amazing, and I can't wait to watch it grow and watch your status and go up the charts. So
I appreciate that
that's
so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's not that often that we hear things like that. It's like what we want to hear to make our little artist emo hearts feel better. So thank you.
You ever need a pumping up?
All of our problems.
Yeah, you ever need a pick me up throughout your day? You guys got my cell phone number. I'll send you uplifting texts all day long. So
I appreciate that.
First of all,
Thank you, homie.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Right? We be needing that sometimes. We are emo kids, and we do need it.
Yes. I need affirmations.
Yes,
but thank you again, and everybody out there in the world. You know what time it is? It's time to go out, listen to Haunter, and have a great fucking time.
I've had a lot of time to think of what's been done.
Thanks again for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HiddenTracks99. Also, send all your submissions myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Tune in next week. You may find your new favorite band, and don't forget to go out and have a great fucking time.